I'm super excited to go back and see the guys compete. I'm sure Tom and Gronk and the Buccaneers, those guys are excited, but it doesn't mean as much as it's going to mean, to the team as it's going to mean for Gronk and Tom to go back and for those guys to hopefully win the game. But I think overall, me personally, I'm super biased. You know it. I think somehow, some way, the Patriots will find a way to pull this game off. I know everybody is totally against them other than Patriot Nation, but I think everybody across the landscape of things, the sporting world, they're just like, nah, there's no way they'll win this game. But I think the Patriots will pull this game off.
Boston sports fans are as passionate as they get. Is there any scenario where you can see Tom or Gronk getting booed on Sunday during that game?
I don't see it, Steve. Not at all. I just don't see it. I think these guys are going to be received well. They've earned that, especially in the beginning of the game. Now I can see as the game go along, there's no way that there's no way that the Boston fans will just sit back and be okay with Gronk catching a 40-yard, 50-yard pass on a 3rd and 20 and he catches a 40-yard reception. No, there will be some boos. Gronk scores a touchdown or Tom scores a quarterback sneak. There will be some boos. But in the beginning, I do believe deep down inside, these guys will be received well.
There's going to be a lot of emotion. I know Mr. Kraft came out and said the tribute they pay to him is going to be like none other. A lot of tears. You think there'll be a lot of tears all around the field? Yourself included, perhaps?
Hold on. Don't do it. I think that, clearly the fans, like I said, this guy gave this is a career for guys. 20 years, you'll think that, that's it. Well, not Tom Brady. He's still playing, but he's playing for someone else. The story didn't end the way it should have, or the way that guys perceive it should have ended. There will be tears. The fans will be crying. I think just as a former player, I understand the business side of things. I understand the game. I too was in that same situation, so Tom had to do what was best for himself and his family, and the organization had to do what was best for the organization, and I think that's just how, as professionals, we have to kind of ball that stuff up and decompartmentalize that stuff and put and place it there and just leave it. I think that, Tom will see this stuff and he'll be very appreciative, but it's going to be time to play the game in a minute, and the same thing for the players. I think the guys on the sideline, they'll be super tied into it and super thankful that he gave his all for the team. But in the meantime, between time, you're the opponent now. So this is going to be good. Mr. Kraft, I'm sure Mr. Kraft, and you'll see some tears over here and there and all that stuff. But as far as the players, nah.
As a 2-time champ and a Super Bowl MVP, I'm sure you're not paying for a seat to watch on Sunday night. Right. Where will Deion Branch be watching the game?
I'll be floating around. I got a bunch of obligations that I have to do, but I also kind of tried to keep this to a minimum. They tried to fill up my whole day, but I was like, look, I got to sit down and catch my brothers on both sides. My brothers on the Patriots side and then my 2 brothers with the Buccaneers. But I'll be hovering around Mr. Kraft somewhere. I wouldn't be down there when the tears are flowing, but I'll be somewhere around. Let's just say that.